probably wondering why there's no audio. I'm just not really saying anything. And the truck's really not all that loud. Plus, I'm sure it's probably pretty well insulated. If it looks like, excuse me, if it looks like maybe the truck is struggling, it's just because I'm not really pushing it that hard. I'm just kind of letting it go slowly through this course. The point of this video was really just to show Ranger enthusiasts the new Ranger on the trail, the trail that Ford had set up here for us to use. It's not an extreme trail, obviously, but it does have a lot of typical things that you will find on a trail. And the nice thing about this trail is that there's things set up in this trail to allow you to use the trail control. And if I get an opportunity, I'll show you how that works. Or at least describe it. So with the trail control, there's a button down here on the console near the four-wheel drive switch. And you don't have to be stopped to activate the trail control. You really can activate trail control anytime. So as I'm driving around this course, if I get to a point where I feel like I want to use the trail control, I can. So let's say this is a steep hill and I want the truck to drive itself. Turn on the trail control. I'm going to set my miles per hour, so I'm going to tell it to go up here 4 miles per hour, and then simply take my foot off the gas and the brake. The truck, obviously I'm going to steer it, but the truck is going to drive itself up here at 4 miles an hour. Now if I start up the trail and I feel that 4 miles an hour is not fast enough, I can hit the plus button and increase the speed of it. I can also push on the gas pedal, just like cruise control. I can push on the gas pedal and override that speed to go a little bit quicker, but if I take my foot off the gas, then it's going to go back to that speed that I have this set at. Unlike cruise control, if I hit the brake, it does not turn this off. You simply push the button down here on the console and it turns off the track control. And since it's not driving itself, it's going to coast to a stop. I have you going slow here because there's a big dip and you would plant the bumper into this hillside if you cross this too quickly. That's the bad thing about photos and video. They don't really show you the angles of things to really appreciate them. I don't consider myself a journalist. I'm just a Ford Ranger enthusiast like the rest of you. You know, I've been afforded this opportunity to come out here and do this, and I want to share it with my Ford Ranger friends. So please forgive me on the quality of my video. I'm sure that people would probably have all kind of comments about how I could have done it better. I'm just trying to bring you guys along for the ride. I'm not really here to entertain you. This is going to be another spot where I'm going to demonstrate the trail control. So I just turned it on, and I'm going to set my speed again 4 miles an hour, and the truck is driving itself. Now you guys have been off-roading for a long time. You're going to think that this is ridiculous. You're not going to see the point in this, but think about today's technologies, today's cars, and the younger generation of people that are coming out here to drive. You know, this is something to kind of help people get through it, and I would imagine over time, as if people are using this system, if you heard a vibrating sound, that's the anti-lock brakes, because now that I am descending, it is going to control my descent rate. This is great for me. Climbing a hill is not a problem. I crawl up it slowly. Coming down a hill, sometimes you're wanting to monitor your speed, you know, keep your momentum at a certain point so you don't start getting out of control. To me, this is where this shines, because if I'm starting down a hill and I don't want to ride the brakes, I don't want to overheat my brakes, I can just let the truck control its descent rate, and then I can hit the gas and override it. It's going to slow itself back down to that speed, or shut it off, and now I'm back in full control of the truck. I have to say, I kind of actually like this feature. I've been off-roading Ford Rangers for 20 years plus. I probably would use this system. I wouldn't use it climbing anything or going up hills, but I could see where I would probably use this going down. This section of the trail right here doesn't look like much, but it's actually like steps. So when you get to each one, you probably drop a foot off of each one. This is one of those areas where you want to go down it slowly, and although I'm riding the brake, if I use the trail control, it could slowly take me down this. And the nice thing about that, going back to the brakes, is I'm not working the brakes. I'm not riding brakes. I'm not heating the brakes up. There's no risk that at some point I'm going to overheat the brakes and they're going to fade, and I'm going to start riding out of control down a hill. And then Ford has this S-curve, which is a high bank. And when I came around this earlier, I actually got a rating of right there 25 degrees. And off that one and up back onto this one. And it's weird because you feel the rear end of the truck trying to slide down it. You know, you're not smoothly going around it. You know, it's not like the rear wheels are tracking the front wheels. And of course, they've got this off-camber section set up here to where right here we're teetering, playing teeter-totter. I've got one wheel in the front, one wheel in the back off the ground. Now we're going to transition, get the other wheels off the ground. Piece of cake. You don't hear anything grinding. You don't hear drive shafts rubbing on anything. And finally, the mud pit. I've gotten Ford worried that I'm going to sink the truck or get it stuck here. I told him I want to go in the middle of this and stop and see how these all-terrain tires that they have on this truck work, you know, how well they grip. And I gotta tell you, this truck gets some really good traction. I mean, it's not the BF Goodrich all-terrains that were on the old FX4s, but I mean, these tires do a pretty good job. I don't really see a need to run out and buy new all-terrains when you buy this truck, because, you know, you're not happy with these. And I realize that there's some people that are just brand loyal. They think their brand tire is the best brand to have. But, you know, they seem to do the job. The end.